little fun here as we're building this thing, and we thought that, some two really violent contenders should fight for the King of Violence Championship. So that's what we're doing here. And then we have 5 other matches on that card that could all be main events, and then 5 other preliminary fights that are all going to be fight of the night candidates. So from top to bottom, this is certainly the most stacked card we've ever put together at BKFC.
I know that seeing that we're both from that great city up there in Pennsylvania called Philadelphia, we normally don't care, what other people are saying. What could they possibly be saying that they're against the King of Violence and who these 2 fighters are?
Well, just that we're copying off of the BMF and we're doing this and we're doing that. But at the end of the day, we have a lot of naysayers, and that's okay. We just keep moving forward. These guys keep fighting and putting on great fights. We keep putting on great shows, and this thing we started 5.5 years ago just keeps growing into a bigger and bigger monster every month and every year.
Hey, I can't believe it's been 5.5 years. It literally seems like, 6 months ago, but I'm sure, you're thinking that it is 5.5 years with all the hard work that you and the team have done.
I think it's 15 years. Sometimes, Randy, it's been a hard road, but at the end of the day, it's rewarding. Like I was talking to the staff earlier today, and I said, look, events like at the end of the night, when we all come together, this thing all culminates, and we have a great night of fights. That's what makes it all worth it. Seeing probably close to 9,000 fans, in attendance there on their feet. 9,000 fans. At our first show, we had about 1,200 fans. So, we're doing 9,000 fans. Would be the most amount of people we've ever had at any of our fights, and we're really excited about it.
I remember asking you this question numerous times, and when we first started out there in Wyoming, and you were doing everything. You had your team there, but you were not able to really enjoy the fights, and we've talked about that you're a fan of the sport first and foremost. At this point, with the staff that you have, that you can rely on them the way you do, I know that you're still busy, but are you able to take a peek? Are you able to sit down? Will you be able to watch this main event?
I'm going to watch this fight, absolutely. I'm going to watch all the fights in this card. I'm going to sit there. We have things to do, but I'm absolutely going to watch these fights. I think it's, like I said, the most stacked card we ever put together. I think there's 11 fights on the card. I think we probably have 7 or 8 fight of the night candidates on that card, and I'm excited to see it. So, yeah, to answer your question, I will be watching it. I will be watching as an avid fan and a very excited fan.
So David, as you're watching the fights, USA Today is watching you. They've named you top 5 influence of people to watch in 2024. You just went over to Bulgaria. What other countries are going to be unlocked in 2024 that we can look forward to? Obviously, Salt Lake City is a massive card, but what else why is everybody watching from USA Today?
We got South Africa that debuts. We're going to be in Cape Town, South Africa on February 3rd. We got Mexico that starts on a monthly series there, starts in April. We're looking at a few other countries in Europe right now. Spain is one of them that's really, really close right now. Italy is as well. There's just a lot of countries. Like I said, we're gonna land in a lot of countries, and we're gonna do shows there, and we're gonna see which ones are the ones that are gonna be there to stay. We don't know. We don't live there. We don't know the market in all of them. So we'll do the shows there, and if it catches on, that's going to be a market that we're going to keep. Bulgaria, 7,000 plus fans at our first event there. So that's definitely a market that we're going to keep going, and we'll see about all these other ones. I think Mexico is certainly going to catch on. We did our first show down there in 2019 in Cancun. Didn't work out too well for us financially. We got robbed by everybody, but everybody went around and said, Boxeo no more seguante, which means clean fist. So they were all really excited about bare knuckles. So I think it has the relatability of bare knuckles, like people being able to relate to the sport and know what it is and been there and done that. I think that's what's going to make this sport, give it the opportunity to really grow into one of the biggest combat sports in the entire world.
Dave, and we are talking to the president of BKFC, David Feldman. When you go out there to Bulgaria, South Africa, such, is it more to expand the sport, meaning bring the big names in the organization right now to that country, or is it just as much to find talent in those other countries that can help push the sport in that country as well as bring them back, here to the States?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think it's to put on great events there, to find some diamonds in the rough over there, and bring them over to the United States and try to create them into stars, such as what the UFC did with Khabib and guys like that. That's what we're looking to kind of do, is just bring these guys and make it truly a world championship. When we say they won the BKFC World Championship, truly they are going to win the BKFC World Championship, and that's really what we're after here.
We talked about, or you briefly talked about Mike Perry against the Philadelphia and Eddie Alvarez. Ben Rothwell returns. Christina Ferea returns. Arnold Adams, the former champ, returns. Literally, it's easy to say a stat card, but when you look at it, it's like, yeah, this sixth fight could be a main event.
Okay. No, absolutely, 100%. I think that we have Jeremy Stephens versus Jimmie Rivera. I think that's a real sleeper on this card, a fight that I added recently, and I think that could be fighted in anywhere in the world, could be a main event. Like you said, Howard Davis versus Kai Stewart, Arnold Adams versus Mick rematch, and what was a really good fight. Rawlings and Christian Ferea was a fighter tonight candidate, another great rematch, and then Ben Rothwell versus Todd Duffee. You know, Todd Duffee right now holds the fastest knockout in UFC history in the heavyweight division. So I mean, these are two guys that are going to go bang it out. And the main event, I mean, you know, the cherry on top is Mike Perry versus Eddie Alvarez for the King of Violence Championship is going to be sensational.
Well, I need your help on something. I know Matt has a question for you, but thanks to you and BKFC, we're going to be giving away a signed by card poster that obviously you're going to pick up for us this week. We're going to do a pick contest. What would you like us to use as the tiebreaker?
I'm not sure, man. I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to say there, man. But yeah, we're definitely going to get that poster. It's going to be great, but I don't know, Randy. I don't know.
All right.
Well, what are you thinking?
I'll come up with the tiebreaker there, you know, within the next hour, and we'll post it. I just didn't know if you had something like, you know, something difficult that is going to make Matt go to work, like count the strikes by one of the fighters. It doesn't even matter which one.
Can't count that.
Right. He'll have his abacus, and he'll be able to count.
I'll think of it, and I'll shoot you guys that.
Okay.
So Dave, I mean, obviously we talked the international stuff, but what about the states? Like, what states are coming up to unlock next? I mean, obviously we'd love to see you back in the city where you come from, Philadelphia.
Where we come from.
Well, okay, all right, fine. Randy's a brother. But you know, what other states are on the horizon as far as being unlocked for sanctioning BKFC?
Yeah, look, I got a great relationship with the new commissioner in Pennsylvania, and I think that you know, if I was a betting man, I'd bet the first half of 2024 we'll do a show in Pennsylvania. Not 100% sure, but you know, I would bet on that. We have two major states coming up that I can't announce because I got meetings coming up with the commission, but two major states that I thought would be, you know, maybe 45, 46, 47, 48 states that were going to come on board, but they're going to come on board now. So we made a lot of headway with the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting that was done by the Association of Boxing Commissioners, and that really helped the dominoes fall for us to go into these really marquee states. So a lot of great regulatory things are happening. Some big announcements will be made in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we're expecting just some really awesome states to open up for 2024.
Well, when you make that announcement for Pennsylvania/Philadelphia, let's try to do this as close to the Reading terminal as possible. So, like in between fights, we can walk over there and grab a cheesesteak or something.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of a ride there because we're going to target the Wells Fargo Center if we go there. You know, we'll see what happens with this fight with Eddie Alvarez and Mike Perry. You know, how Eddie Alvarez makes out. If he wins, if he comes out unscathed, then he's the kind of guy that obviously would headline a card here. So we'll see what happens there. But, you know, look, I've been doing this thing for 5.5 years. I've been in combat sports promoting for 20 years now in Philadelphia. And for us to be able to unveil bare knuckle fighting championship in my home state and my home city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania would just be unbelievable for us.
No, I agree with you. And then from a joke side, you know, we could do it in Kensington as well.
You know, right on the streets of Kensington now.
Exactly. As always, Dave, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the poster that we're going to be giving away. Enjoy Saturday. It's going to be fantastic to watch. And we'll talk again real soon.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care. David Feldman, the president of BKFC. And see, you'd have to be from Philadelphia to understand what Kensington is.
Yeah.
Kensington, the heroin capital of the world.
Well, the Bell didn't have crack in it until it was by Kensington.
Probably. Probably very true. All right, let's hit a break. 1 quarter down of